I'm Trucker Jim. We're gonna give everyone just ah. I guess it'll work if I have a headset and microphone down here. But what's up, everyone? It's Thursday night. We're live on YouTube. I'm Trucker Jim. What's up, Paul? How you doing, my man? I got a story for you, Paul. But we'll wait just a few minutes, give a few people time to chime in. I am shut down at a pilot in Augusta, Georgia. Paul, can you hear me okay, brother? Live chat. Here, let me grab my iPad so I can see comments while we're at it. Doo-doo-doo. Da-dum-dum. What's up, everybody? Wow, this is a little slow response this time. Usually there's like 50 people in here. But now there are only you three guys. What's up, Kentucky Trucker? Man, everybody is going to Laredo, Kentucky, except me. I talked to Demetrius, D-Man, a little earlier, and he's getting ready to pick up a load, headed to Laredo. And then Kentucky's going to be going to Laredo. Maybe, just maybe, after I deliver in Alabama, I can go to Laredo too. Ah, there I am. A little bit of delay on there. Let's turn that sound down because that might get annoying. All right, now everybody's chiming in. What's up, everybody? We got 38 in here. I'm assuming everyone can hear me loud and clear. Let's see. Um, Top chat. All right, here's the comments. All right, I'm going to breeze through these comments and mention everyone's name. And then I've got a story to tell you about my lost trainee. I lost one, guys. I'm going to tell that story, though. Don't worry. Okay, so Paul's in here. Maverick, White People Privilege. How you doing, Oscar? Glad to be your idol. Archie Davenport. Sugar Shine is in the house. Hey, hey. William Chesser. Hey to you, too. Mr. Big Show. Gary Nelson. And don't worry, Gary. I will be doing a video about the tandem stopper. I have tried. If I wasn't like a little dense, it would already be out there. Matt Collins is in here, and John Plank is saying, "What's up?" from Connecticut. All right, Northeast Trucking is man's trucking. Well, go ahead. You can stay there all you want. I'm a Southern gentleman, and I like it down here, even though I would like to go out west, and I want to go to Laredo. All right, Rick Curry is in the house. I'm kind of quiet. How's everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if the sound is susceptible or acceptable. Okay, I'm getting a loud and clear here. Do you go to Johnson City, Tennessee often to the water heater place? Yeah, I've been there a few times. Don't go all that often, though. It's not one of my regulars. Jay Bird the trucker can hear me. John Crawford, Rodney, Whitlock, and Modini Mafia. Um, Diesel Trucker had his volume down. That's okay, Diesel Trucker. It's that keto diet working on you. John Plank is headed to South Carolina. Kentucky's going to take pictures of Laredo for me. Isn't he just an awesome guy? South by the grace of God. All right. Paul, California Overload. All right. I'm getting thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Hello from Alabama. All right. Now, I have a video that, well, I know you can't see what I'm pointing to, but it's finished, it's edited, it's up on YouTube. You guys just can't see it yet because I have not published it. Immediately following the conclusion of this video, I will make it public. And not that the whole video is about it, because my meetup with the trainee that I lost was delayed. But let me tell you the story, guys. Last week, Randy and I, which congratulations to Randy, he's got his own truck. I've talked to him a time or two this week, um, and he's doing good. However, he did leave his pillow and his sweatshirt in my truck, and then I told him I was going to put it in his truck. This at the terminal, the little truck, but I forgot. But I eventually will. Um, but I had like 60 hours I was off. I camped out with my son, did some things with Misty, had a good time. And because I camped out Saturday night, I got a late start. And actually, the load that they had on me was going to Spring Hill. I tell this in the video. But Friday, I'm sitting around. Me and Misty are in this like nice steak restaurant, and I have a call come in, so I ignore it, because I'm hanging with my girl. And I checked the voicemail later, and it was from a trainee saying he was going to be my trainee. I was going to be his trainer. And I'm like, how peculiar is that? Usually I get a heads up from someone in training or recruiting or something like that, or another trainer or something, because I'm a finisher, like one of those from Mortal Kombat. And so I said, okay, well, I'm leaving out. Here's a guy backing in beside me. I'm leaving out Sunday night at approximately, somewhere between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I'm from Greer. You're from Charleston. I know that kind of sucks, dude. I didn't set it up, but I'm in Greer and I'm going to Tennessee. And well, going to Charleston is the long way. Wow, this guy's so close to me right now. Yeah, he's doing a pull up. Um, so in other words, when I called, I was headed up to the truck to take a little nap. He was still in Charleston and was, I don't know, wishy washy. Talking about, well, he might be with this other trainer because originally he was told he was going to be with this other trainer, but this other trainer gave him my phone number and called me. I'm not sure who this other trainer was. And so I went on about my thing. Well, I talked to recruiting Monday and they're like, yeah, we want you to train him. And I was like, okay, well, I'm on my way to Rock Hill. I probably got enough time to get me to Charleston if y'all plan me just right. So I was like, well, that'll be to be continued until Tuesday. Well, it didn't work out like this, but I'm gonna flash forward a little bit. I tell a little bit of the story in the video, but the video ain't all about this. It's wow, he's right at my mirror. Look at it. But I think he's got it. I'm gonna take a break from my story about the trainee and catch up on a few comments. I'm getting ready to get to the good part though. Okay, hello. How you gonna lose a driver on your day off? Hey, is that cousin Chris? That is cousin Chris. That's funny. Uh, keep your hand on the horn. He's got it. What's up, Jim? Howdy from an Oklahoma pilot. Laying here in Otaka, Ohio, waiting on my 10 to reset, Gary. Okay. How is Kentucky doing? Kentucky is doing good. Hopefully, Kentucky's had a few situations to test his attitude, but his attitude is supreme. And I mean, really, guys, you've heard me say it before. Life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% how you react to it. It's one of my favorite little. I don't know if it's a poem because it really don't rhyme. But anyway, I really didn't lose my trainee. He, I don't know, shortly after us getting together, less than 24 hours anyway, he made some kind of comment that maybe I just need to get another trainer. And well, that's what's happened. I can't tell you who because it's a really good friend of mine that also trained. Didn't start out with me. I mean, he didn't come in requesting me or anything. He was with another trainer, and the way he thought this trainer was crazy. Use a pit wheel, like one of the things he yelled all the time. And turn the blinker off, kind of thing. A trainer that we've got here at GMP. I ain't gonna drop any names, but he's an ex-cop, and I ain't gonna go into the whole story of why he ain't a cop. Know more of everything. I don't know the guy personally, so but just the stories I've heard, I'm like, man, that would be kind of crazy to be with that guy. Well, this trainee that like requested to not be with me no more, that says we are not compatible. is actually set up with him now. So I'm curious to how that's going to go. Um, well, let me respond. Any questions so far? I know I've got a lot of holes in my story. Um, if you've been out of trucking over 3 years, you got to start over. I think that is about where the range is, Eddie. Right around 3 years being away from the truck. Um, you got to have some kind of little refresher. It could be as short as a week. It really could be. But let and anybody that's been a trainer before or being a trainee, let me just share with the world with some of the things that gets on my nerves a little bit that is not awesome being with trainees and it's better being by my daggum self in my truck in my world. Um, One of the things that gets me the most is they use the top bunk because they can't have mine. I've got a refrigerator up there. So in the morning, not always, especially not with Randy. That guy was up at the crack of dawn. He was always up before me. But oftentimes they're up there sleeping and I'm awake either at night or in the mornings and I want to get something from the refrigerator. So I have to like move their feet or something like that to open my refrigerator. And they probably don't like me moving their feet, but I don't like having to move their feet to get to my refrigerator. Um, if I don't lose bids at work, then I'm not doing my job. Too many different types of folks out there. Ha ha. I feel you, man. That's my cousin Chris. He has a landscaping business in Athens, Georgia. Um, I've been like toying with this idea, guys, but I think I'm going to tell the training department I really don't want to train anymore. With the exception, if like for people who come from my channel that put me down on their application, request me to be a trainer, well, we can have a conversation and maybe I'll train you. I'll say that. And at the same time, I say, I'm not going to train anymore because I'm just really looking to go in another direction. I'm ready to kind of take that step to owner op type situation. I'm 3.5 years into the game now. I've screwed up about every way I think I can. I mean, maybe there's some new ways, but I've screwed up a whole bunch of ways. And the cool thing about it is I don't keep doing like the same stupid stuff over and over. I'll do it, and I'm like, man, that was stupid, and I learn from it, and I'm stronger. But I'm really looking to go in that direction. And I'll tell you, you guys is really the whole reason when I didn't call and say, "Hey, GMP, can I be a trainer?" Like I did at US Express. I asked, I wanted to. It wasn't like that at GMP. They came to me, and I told them, "Well, you guys know I make YouTube videos, and I ain't stopping just because of a trainee." Oh, this new guy, you'll see in the edited video, he was not supportive of my creative endeavors, which I understand everybody don't want to be on YouTube. Everybody don't want to have a camera on them when they're backing up or doing all those things, and that's fine. You just don't need to get in this truck is all, cause that's what I do. And it ain't something new. I just started. I've been YouTubing as long as I've been truck driving. I started both at the same time. After he had to train me, he was gauntling, man, don't want to be a trainer anymore. I know I had you, Kentucky. It was all downhill from there, right? You heard Red Viking did what? I guess I skipped something. I don't know yet, Maverick, if I'm buying Kenny Wayne. I have inquired and I've let them know I'm interested. I just not have not got any kind of numbers yet. I wanted to go talk with the guy that's in the Columbia yard about that, but I had this whole I don't know, situation of a guy getting off my truck and T calling a load and then having to drive freaking 80 miles to get an empty trailer. And my clock ran out while I was there. So I had to off duty drive to get to this pilot. I am going to get my CDL just so you have to train me. You'll definitely want to get out of my truck, Misty. Because apparently, I don't always speak to certain people with the respect they think they deserve. Is kind of one of the things I picked up on from this millennial. Y'all knew it was a millennial, right? That was getting offended by me, in my truck. And maybe what it is, guys, maybe this is it. Just like I've never been officially trained in counting, I hadn't. I haven't received official sensitivity training. So that's my excuse. I haven't been trained on how to be sensitive. So that's what it is. But a couple of things. I've done had a couple of trainees like I got fucking pissed and like I was I don't know like I don't know, talking to them a way they didn't like being talking to when I told them, okay, here's what you did wrong. And they're like, I didn't do anything wrong. I was following the GPS. Blame it on the GPS. Don't blame it on me. And I tell everybody the GPS, it's not God. I mean, if I need to take it down and hand you a road atlas, we'll do that instead. And I know these old school guys are all about the atlas and planning it out and writing it on the freaking windshield with a dry erase marker or in a notebook or something like that. And I ain't even not even for a millisecond have I ever really considered doing that. I mean, I may consult a map occasionally. Usually it's on my phone though. But here's a little thing for you guys that's like not a trucker yet, but think you're going to be. And you got your destination plugged in, right? And you're driving down the road and you're like, good God Almighty, I got to piss. Or I want to get a cup of coffee because I don't have Jim making me French press coffee. Or I'm hungry. I want to get a snack. But when you get off the interstate to go to a truck stop or something like that, um, that's not plugged in as a VIA. Well, when you get off your route that you've got in and like go to a truck stop, well, your GPS is going to start automatically doing a reroute. It's going to like, all right, I guess he's wanting to go this way instead of straight on down I-40 or whatever interstate you're on. So it does some alternate route, which most of the time it may be go down here and take a right and then get back on the interstate is what it's going to do. Or it may say go down here and just bust a U-turn and get back on the interstate. But it does a reroute thing. And when you pull into the truck stop and you pull out and you look at your GPS, it might not be saying exactly what you need to do yet because it's still in that rerouting phase. But here's the thing, you just go back to where you came from and continue on the path you were on. You don't want to be the guy that went off, drove an 18 wheeler onto a dock at the beach saying the GPS told him to do it. Sometimes you got to use a little common sense, use your brain. And actually use your brain. Um, I guess was not a sensitive way, and he was pretty much wanting to get off my truck. Fucking millennials, ain't that right, Carlos? Carlos knows about that millennial mentality, and maybe the more sisters you have, the more sensitive you are. I'm not real sure. They don't, they don't like it. They don't have to be on your truck. They don't, and guys, don't think for a second. I was like losing my cool, being mean, being hateful. Maybe I talked a little shit in my humorous little way that I do it, but I mean it with love, and my intent is to convey understanding. But everybody don't like it. And then once again, my goal has never been to like please everyone. David is on here. It's always stressful. It's very hard to train young folks. It is. The younger people are this is not written in stone, but like the less I like you. Now, like Kason, my 4-year-old, I really like him a lot. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. But like other than that, usually the younger you are, the less that I like you. Um, but like Randy, he was in his 50s, and man, the more I got to know Randy, the more I like to do. I did. Kentucky's kind of young. I think he's like 20 or something, but he's all right. Big John, he was kind of young, but he was all right. And D man, he was about he and I are about the same age. Um, my sister used to whoop my ass like a man. I still hold a grudge to this day. Well, I'm sorry your sister used to whoop you, man. I didn't have a sister. Sugar Shine says he has menstruation. Red Viking went owner operator. All right, well, good for him. I'm thinking I might not be too far behind him. By January is kind of my deadline. It could happen before then. He would make me sleep on the top bunk, Kentucky, but I would bring my own Egyptian cotton sheets. Yeah, I bet you would. And how many pillows would you bring, Misty? That is the question I want to know. I'd have a truck full of pillows. Kaysen is going to be your broker, dispatcher for your company. Maybe. Trucker Jim, can I request you for a refresher if I come to GMP? You better put in an application right now, Rolo, if you want me, because the clock is ticking, brother. Because like if I end up buying this truck that I'm in now, they say I'm not going to be training then. And and that's probably, that ain't enough reason for me not to. Ah, Blair Pilgrim is in the house. But yeah, you can request Rolo, but I wouldn't drag your feet too much. Um, all right, Big Show. Have a good night, man. That's good for you. Red Viking is a 1099. He still works for a company. You just don't have a truck payment and shit. Well, that ain't exactly an owner operator. That's practicing to be an owner operator. And I'm considering maybe practicing being an owner operator before I am. Just GMP lease through the company. Yeah, I don't know exactly how it's set up the leases at GMP, but I know a little bit. I know more than I did. Like the company trucks is what they lease out once they reach. It's not so much a certain mileage on there. Like once it reaches 500,000, we lease it out. It's not so much that. It's more of a depreciation level that it's reached. And they write off so much depreciation the first year, the second year, and I don't know if it's somewhere 5 years into it or exactly what the parameters are. But once it reaches a certain level of depreciation, they lease them out to drivers. And there's a list to get on. I don't know exactly how long the list is, but when trucks come available, they start at the top of the list. And it's a 2.5 year lease. And then at the end of the 2.5 years, the truck's paid off and they release the title to you, from the way I understand. But with it, you're running under their DOT number, obviously, their insurance, their tags, all that stuff. And with the lease payment, all that stuff is set it, figured in. And they really try to have it where not counting fuel, but all the other stuff, and not counting your maintenance account that you set up. But as far as the truck payment, the insurance, the tags, your pre-pass, all that stuff you need to roll, and they try to have it less than $600 a week, like around 550 a week is what they shoot for. And you start out a little less than a buck a mile on that. And then there's fuel surcharge, which it varies, but somewhere in the $1.30 to maybe as high as $1.40, just depending upon what fuel prices are, is what they pay by the mile. It's not percentage. But as a lease operator, you're an independent contractor. Most of those guys, they don't they're not running local and, going 25 miles down the road to ZF transmission to deliver. It's usually longer stuff or going in and out of the ports. That's a pretty common thing for owner ops. Our Texas fleet going back and forth to Laredo or El Paso is common. And then I hear on the hazmat loads, we've got some other stuff, but you kind of got the pick of it. And also, from what I understand, you got access to all GMP's freight, but you're not limited to that. If I wanted to run, I don't know, some pharmaceutical load or something else I found where I had an opportunity to make 250 a mile or something like that, I could. In their truck I'm leasing through them. And the only kind of kicker, I couldn't use their fuel card to get fuel. I need to get fuel on my own or whoever the company that, I'm doing that load for. So that's, I know I've mentioned basically those same things in a video before, but the story hadn't changed. From my understanding, that's how it works. Vintage Trucker says GP has a damn good lease. It's really fair for the driver, fair for compared to everyone else. That's kind of the basic gist I got for now. There's a lot of other companies. If all you hear is what I make by the mile, there's ones that do pay higher than GMP will on the mile. And also they're gonna nickel and dime your ass and charge you for all kind of things. They're gonna charge you for the Qualcomm and I don't know what they'll charge you for maintenance, and there's all kind of other stuff. Probably your permit book and all kind of other things. I think And I've heard guys, talking about it's like $900, or $1,000 a week, at least through some of these other companies. Which I'm not coming to you guys from, experience like some of these other YouTubers out here. I'm chewing through all the information right now, so I make the best decision coming up. Okay, what's their rate for people with their own truck in Kentucky? I don't know. I don't know if it's a little better. Okay, cool dude says hi, dude. All right, do it, bro. It's the best choice I've ever made. Trayvon Hamilton. So, are you here with GMP and leasing through them? Please let us know in the comments. Go ahead and buy 1202. This is Blair Pilgrim talking. Very immaculate every time I have seen it. You hadn't seen it in a while. It's been knocked around a little bit on both sides. Got a little scratchy action going on. But I do have new mirrors all the way around, so that's good. But I'm thinking before I buy it, I need to find out who their body man is and let them pay for that repair bill before it becomes mine. I, I split my water on my t-shirt. All right. I've caught up to the comments. We are 26 minutes into it. Um, yeah, but this is not the first trainee that I lost. The first trainee, the way I talked to them, they felt they deserved a higher level of respect in the way I spoke to them. Never did I lose my cool with them or anything. I just got a little funny ass way of communicating. I personally think it's awesome. Um, but it is not unanimous worldwide. Everyone does not agree with me on that. But there was this cat named Marcus. He was from Connecticut. He wasn't even a millennial. I think he was like my age. He still acted like one though. He really got pissed because I had no desire to stop at a truck stop for him to meet some girl and her kids when I still had time left on my clock and I had a truck to run. He didn't like it after that. And about a day, maybe 2 days after that, he was getting dropped off at a bus station. And this other guy, and I think probably my vaping, that probably played a factor too, cause I don't even ask somebody that gets in my truck, hey, do you mind if I vape? I don't. Call me an asshole. But I didn't really have the proper interview process with this guy that I normally do, where I discuss things like I vape, you can't smoke. You're on the top rack with a refrigerator, and by the way, I make YouTube videos, and you're probably going to be in it, but I'll make you look as cool as I can. I didn't really so much have the conversation with this guy because it was just a weird, kind of startup. And then he was supposed to come to Greer to be with me, but then I told him, all right, don't worry about it, cause I don't know, him driving 200 miles up there after being up all day and then driving me in my truck all night after I'd been up, most of the day. Didn't seem like the best idea. But I did kind of go off on him a little bit before I met him, though. That probably didn't help either. Because I was going to try to pick him up at the Columbia yard, but I ran out of time and I wasn't able to. So I told him, all right, this guy that's bringing you to the Columbia yard, dropping you at the Columbia yard on his way to Kentucky, that guy on his way to Kentucky, which everybody knows you go up 26 for like a long ways till you catch 40 to get to Louisville, Kentucky. Well, I was at a Love's off of 26 in Newberry. I said, just have him drop you off here. And then I'm going to take a little nap because I've been up a long time. And I wake up to a text that trainer just dropped him off at Columbia because that's what they told him to. And I sort of lost my mind a little bit because I did not understand. I thought I was very, very clear on my instructions. But it wasn't his fault because that other driver, that's what he said. Because dispatch, prior to the fact that I ran out of time and couldn't make Columbia. But Elvis is wanting a wrench. What do y'all think? Are you going to listen to my Post Malone music if I put Post Malone in the next video? This next video, it's a mix between a Michael Jackson song and Bruno Mars, just to give you a heads up. Maybe vaping did concern because he told me he never smoked cigarettes. And I'm like, well, that's good because I am not smoking cigarettes. Or is anybody else smoking in my truck? Australian here, mate. Problem with the young people today is they know fucking everything and got no respect. Yeah, a lot of them do really think that they're smart. You know, they get their history from Family Guy and all that. Let me get that wrench. All right, vintage trucker, mother humper, mother trucker, you've got a wrench. And I'm trying not to cuss as much as I did the last one. Boy, was I on a roll. And I swear I had done no drinking. I don't know. I was just fired up a little bit. I don't even remember what I was fired up about. But we have crossed the 30-minute barrier, guy. Yeah, I like Family Guy too. But I do not get my understanding of history from Family Guy because it's not accurate. You have to give the king a wrench. How about I give you a wrench? You the king, David. And we got to get together. I gotta, man, I want to make a video on your "Walk a Mile in My Shoes." If you guys hadn't heard this song, "Walk a Mile in My Shoes," Elvis covered it. I don't know if it's the Elvis that's on here or that other Elvis, that they claim died back in, I don't know, was it like 81, 79? I don't know. I was a little thing. Um, But Walk a Mile in My Shoes, Whammies. The best version I ever heard is by the David D. Band. You can find them on iTunes. 1977. Okay, I was 3. Maybe that's why I don't have a "Where Were You and Elvis Died" memory. You give Canadians a wrench. Okay. All right, anybody got anything else before I end this and I walk over to right here, right back here in what I call my lab and upload this? It's called Starting Something. Because I probably am starting some shit with what's on here, but I'm okay. Want me to eat a taco for you in Laredo? I do, and have a Whataburger. But Kentucky, whatever you do, don't go to Boys Town. There's a bus that'll take you there. I don't know really what happens in Boys Town, but I'm sure Miss Kentucky probably wouldn't like it. Okay, Johnny Phillips, sounds good. Dart wanted me to come on and lease with them, but GMP had offered a local gig. I will get back in touch with Susie. How often does Texas drivers get home? Well, it depends, Johnny, how much money you want to make. You can just go to Texas and come back. You can. And then you'll be home like every week. Um, what they prefer though, and the way to get, I think it's like 3,700 miles a week, which that adds up to a very good paycheck, is you're at your home every other week. So you're out for basically 2 weeks, but you're doing a reset down in Laredo. Like, I say weekend. I mean, it could, work around till Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. It just depends on when you leave. Um, multiple options are available, but probably most people do the weekend thing as far as their time off. But you will, like, I don't know if you're in Greer or Atlanta or whatever, but let's just say for Greer, you'll go to Laredo and then come back to Laredo. I'm sorry. You'll go to Laredo, leave Laredo, come back to Greer, get another load, go from Greer back to Laredo. At that point, you're going to be, at like 35, 3,700 miles, something like that. Thank you, Misty Bell, for the 4.99 super chat. By the way, anyone who does any amount of money on super chat gets an enthusiastic mention of their name live here on YouTube. If you don't believe me, try it. You can do as little as $1.99. We have still not determined what the maximum super chat amount allowed is. Last week, Misty did $19.99. If anybody wants to try to top that, be my guest. Um, but the other Laredo thing is, you go down, you come back, you go down, you're out of time, you do a reset, but you done made a comma check because you got like 3,800 miles. Then when your 70's fresh, you come back, you go back to Laredo, and then you come back home. You do a reset, and keep repeating that. That's something I've considered in Laredo. I don't know. There's a lot of cool places to eat. You can get a hotel down there. There's lots of restaurants. There's a cool mall. And then they say there's Boys Town. If I ever did go to Boys Town, Misty, I would make a video about it. But I don't know. I'd be scared of them kind of places. The Donkey Show. I don't know if I would make a video of the Donkey Show. YouTube might like close my channel down if I did something like that. Um, Maverick said something, and moderator Misty Bell has deleted. All right. Wait a minute. That ain't Elvis. All right, Elvis, say something if you want a wrench, man. It's a crazy ass place, according to William Chesser. It is. Now, I used to go to Tijuana all the time, and it was crazy in Tijuana. I never found the donkey show that I used to always hear everybody talk about, but it wasn't something that I was actively seeking. It really kind of scared me. Hey, but guys, there's only 36 thumbs up. There's almost like 100 of you on here. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. It would be pretty awesome if you could smash that thumbs up button, or if you're tired of hearing the sound of my voice. There's Elvis. All right, Elvis. Looky, looky, looky there. You got a wrench, my friend. I think if you've seen most of the trucking journey videos, you deserve a wrench. All right, you're always quick to respond and reply, Paul. So guess what, buddy? You got a wrench. Oh, there's a comment about the donkey show. It's crazy. It's one of the things I don't want to see that, but I'll be like, really? All right. My pleasure, Elvis. All right, Gary Nelson. Of course. I think half the people on here is gonna have freaking wrenches. We could probably fix some stuff with all these wrenches, right? All right, well, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, but tell you what, before I end this, I'm gonna go ahead. Here's how it works. These are the settings. Like it's been on private. Like I can watch it, and this is how it's gonna start out. Just a sneak peek. And something really special is going to be shown right there. But now we are going public, people, and now it's up. So if you hadn't had enough of Trucker G, see you people. Have a good night.